They were flying home from a private trip when their plane crashed. 3 officers are hurt. 1 is in critical condition. We spoke with people who know them well. Tonight, a new phase of grief after the remains of Noel Rodríguez Alvaraz were discovered. How one city is honoring him.
The Senate and congressional candidates in runoff elections begin their final push for votes. We'll take you on some of those campaign stops as early voting gets underway.
And teenagers in Dallas being offered a free pass to more than a dozen summer activities.
We continue to follow breaking developments out of San Diego, where police say 3 people were killed in an attack at a mosque. There were 2 suspects believed to be teenagers who are dead. A school is attached to the mosque. All children and teachers there are accounted for and safe tonight. We'll have more updates ahead at 6:30. And we have another update right now on a plane crash from this past weekend.
3 Dallas police officers were on board when it went down, and one of them is in critical condition right now. Jobin Puneker just spoke exclusively with the officer's close friend, as well as the president of the Police Association, about that crash in Forney.
Well, this plane crashed in a large open field here in Forney. It happened just after midnight on Saturday. And it happened in that large field, more than 100 yards from a neighborhood on one side and a large warehouse on another. 3 Dallas police officers were hurt in that crash. Sergeant Joshua Boykin has the most serious injuries.
I don't think reality set in yet. I've tried to be there just for the family, for his sister, mom, brother-in-law.
Senior Corporal Tim Cordova has known Josh for 18 years. They were partners together. He got the call that early Saturday morning, just minutes after the crash. He rushed to the hospital and has been there 6 times in 3 days.
It was very tough. It was surreal. Just not knowing what to do or what I can do.
Officer Boykin is a 19-year veteran, fun, spirited, a cowboy when he's not a cop.
He has always been, I guess, what we would call an adventurer. We're used to dealing with tragedy and critical incidents. However, they involve strangers.
This hits close. The officers were off duty on a private trip to see a comedy show in Oklahoma, 3 minutes from their Lancaster runway. The FAA's preliminary findings show engine failure. As for Sergeant Boykin, he suffered spinal injuries. He's not yet verbal, but is nodding yes or no to questions.
We're getting little wins every day. Every little win that we're getting, we're taking, and it's a positive.
There are fundraisers planned, including a cookout. Anything helps this sergeant, who faces a long road of recovery and mounting bills ahead.
He's a single dad of 2 kids. It's important for us to be right there by his side.
In Dallas, I'm Jobin Puneker.
Yeah, you know the department is rallying around his family right now. The Dallas Police Association has set up a fundraiser for Sergeant Boykin's family, and you can access that on our website at WFAA.com.
We want to take a live look from our Trend Tower camera in Rockwall right now. Jesse is tracking chances for storms tomorrow. What are we talking about here, Jesse?
Yeah, we're expecting fairly widespread thunderstorms. Some of those will be severe, so we have a WFAA weather alert day in effect for Tuesday. Thunderstorms, some of them strong. The main risks, wind and hail in the strongest thunderstorms. Not everybody is seeing severe weather on Tuesday, but some of the rain will be heavy. Just stay updated on the forecast. Have some backup plans that bring you inside, just in case, and download WFAA Plus to your TV. We are quiet this evening, 91 degrees. Not 81, 91, and it's humid too. South winds at 14 with gust of 28. It actually feels like it's in the middle and upper 90s when you factor in the humidity. Dry here in the Metroplex, a wider view here. I'm watching dry-line thunderstorms not doing very well out in West Texas and up toward the Panhandle. But there's just a low chance for a shower or thunderstorm west of the Metroplex tonight. But let me show you as we get into tomorrow morning. Notice the clock above my head here. There's 7 a.m. This will become a line of thunderstorms that sweeps through North Texas throughout the day on Tuesday. The hour-by-hour timeline and when it all moves out, it's coming up.
Thousands of students in North Texas are about to head into summer break, but there are far fewer camp options this year. According to our partners at the Texas Tribune, compared to December, 66 fewer summer camps are active in Texas right now. That's because state lawmakers passed several new regulations after 27 girls and counselors were killed at Camp Mystic. They did temporarily lift some requirements like the need for fiber optic internet, But overall, camp officials tell us the regulations have shaken their industry.
In Dallas, the city is offering free activities for teenagers all summer. The city unveiled the Teen All Access Pass is making a return. It offers free access to the Dallas Zoo, Perot Museum, State Fair, Texas, and more. It's more than just a service for young people. It is an effort to help keep children engaged during the summer break. And there's a broader public safety mission across North Texas this summer. Tonight at 6:30, we have details on the wider effort to protect young people.
Early voting started today for the primary runoffs in Texas. These are the races where candidates didn't get 50% of the vote in March. And as Kevin Reese reports, there are races here with some major implications nationwide.
There's not a single person that can argue that Ken Paxton doesn't fight for us.
And from a Greenville Avenue restaurant in Dallas, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton started the final week of his fight.
The next senator from Texas
To unseat incumbent John Cornyn, who hours earlier on Sunday had his own hype team.
And his opponent has no business whatsoever serving you and serving me and serving our state in the United States Senate.
Attacking Ken Paxton's character, his marriage, his legal troubles, and Paxton's own impeachment.
A lot of it has to do with character and effectiveness and electability. And I don't think the Attorney General gets that done.
Each candidate claims they are most closely aligned with President Trump. Paxton was on stage with Trump that January 6th, and then Paxton sued the Biden administration a record 107 times.
I've accomplished more in any 2-week period John can pick it than he's accomplished in 42 years.
Howdy, this is Governor Rick Perry. I want to ask you to vote early and vote for John Cornyn.
Despite that endorsement today, a poll from Texas Southern University shows little difference, however, in a race against the Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico. Cornyn only 1 percentage point ahead of Tallarico in a head-to-head comparison, and Paxton and Tallarico tied in a survey of likely voters. And the other race to watch, the redrawn District 33. Colin Allred against incumbent Julie Johnson. The Oakland Library today, a different take on the infamous January 6th.
We all remember January 6th when this ex-NFL player was willing to lay hands if necessary.
We have so much on the line in this election. I want to make sure that we have a representative who will stand up to this president.
Candidates are making multiple campaign stops this week as early voting gets underway. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
Just a reminder, if you voted in March, you can only vote in the runoff for that same party. So if you cast a Democrat ballot, you can't vote in the runoff between John Cornyn and Ken Paxton. Early voting hours also vary by county, so check with your local official before heading to a polling place.
SMU is the latest in North Texas to play a big role in the World Cup. The school will be a training site for teams. Now both SMU and the Cotton Bowl will be helping out teams before their matches. Unlike base camps, these locations will not be open to the public. This adds to the expansive list of locations playing a role in the World Cup. There are base camps in both Frisco and Mansfield, the Fan Fest at Fair Park in Dallas, and of course the 9 matches being held at AT&T Stadium.